remember what got me for was the color of the sky and the clouds and the dress. It was all matching together really nicely. So I thought, and then she was really interested in me. Like, she had this expression, this very, strong expression. So like there was a connection there. And then it's almost like without saying a word, she understood what I wanted. And then no one said anything. I hung around, taking pictures, hung around. I usually hang around a lot. If I find a potential, I just hang around non-stop, taking pictures, kept on looking at me. She was giving me loads of work. And then I started to connect the two situations. I thought, oh, there's some potential in here. Those two could work together quite well. But then the horse kept on moving, and then that's it. That's when I started to like connect this color with that color, and then that contrast with those colors in there. And then eventually, after trying a lot, you can see the amount of shots that I took. There must be like 20, 30 shots in there. I started to get something, the attention of her, and they were like on their own little world, and then kept on shooting, and then that's it. It happened. That was the moment.
What I see in street photography is a continual search for finding that little precious moment that maybe is unseen. Maybe it comes together out of a chaos and forms a narrative, a picture of a frame of life, a frame of time, which is unposed and has a narrative. Because without a narrative, a picture taken on the street is not really street photography. It's taken on the street, but it's not street photography.
Really weird sensation when you go around with a camera and try to capture those moments. When you feel that you've got the shot, it's just great. It's just a great feeling. The best pictures happen on days when nothing's happened, and then all of a sudden there's like this alchemy that happens in front of you, and then you just like happen to be there ready to take the picture. It's almost like those treasure hunters that go with the metal detector, and they go around the beach and beep 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 beep. Nothing happens for days and days and days, and then one day they find like a little treasure, and that's what you do it for.
It's a quite magical process to me that you've captured a fleeting moment forever. I enjoy engaging with people around the streets. What I love about it is you never know what's around the next corner. It's very spontaneous.
Love the hair. Fantastic.
I once heard that the best camera for street photography is the one that is in your hands. And it's absolutely true.
It's impossible not to look around and see photographs all the time, but because you tend to have the camera with you at all times, especially now I've got like a new iPhone and stuff, it's just like non-stop. It's just, you just see a situation sometimes and it's just like, it's a photograph.
Nothing worse than missing that great image by the camera being not ready or on the wrong settings.
You can blow up an image captured on an iPhone 7 to the size of a billboard. You think, why do I need anything else? It's ironic that it should be called shot on iPhone 7, because the phone is just a vehicle to carry the camera, the sensor, the camera. And you think to yourself, what is Apple selling me here? Are they selling me a phone? They're not. What they're selling me is a camera. They're telling me, if you buy my camera, my phone, you can make this kind of picture. And it's large. It's larger than life because you can see yourself in it. And it's about people.
It's a way of meditation in a way. Photography in general, just walking around and I know some people that are really, really good that started street photography as a way to disconnect from the world and from problems, and like as a way to meditate, to walk around and then learn to observe and to look at things from a different perspective. You're actually so involved into like the moments of like looking and trying to find something that, yeah, as a form of meditation works really well. You just like immerse in what you're doing, so you're in the zone.
It's also a time that you take out of the mayhem of your own day. Some people stop and go for a walk in the park, and some people listen to music, and some go out and shoot. But in general, it is the love of it, it's the passion for it that makes you go and do it.
All you get out of like stuff like this is just like people passing by. It's just no interest. Got very interesting hands. So I'm a photographer. I saw the hands and stuff. It was really nice. So I gotta take a picture. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. You just have to engage with people. Otherwise, you look a bit like, it's understandably, so you look a bit like, what the heck? The trick is to take the shot, explain later.
Back in the 80s, I wandered around the streets of Peterborough, taking random pictures of complete strangers. And then about 30 odd years later, I sent a few to the local newspaper, and they would publish 2 pictures every week of the punks, the Teddy Boys, and amazingly people started writing in, recognising themselves, and a sort of light bulb moment came on then. I thought maybe I can find these people, and that's when I set off on this long project to try and recreate some of these images.
About 30 odd years ago, I saw a young couple on a bench drinking a can of Vimto. Couldn't see who the fellow was, but the young girl was oblivious to the fact that I was there, and the only one that spotted me was the Afghan hound. So yeah, took one picture, walked away, and then actually put that in a calendar of my favourite photographs. And I was showing this calendar to a group of nurses at the hospital, and one of them said, "That's me." So couldn't believe it. So it led to the reunion. So we got them back here in this very spot a couple of years back to retake the picture. Obviously a new dog, and the mystery figure was, of course, Trudy's husband, Dave, and they're now married with grandchildren so long ago.
It's important because you're documenting society, you're documenting the places, you know, like where you are, where you live, in a particular moment in time, you know, and that is important, you know, for future generations to see. That's how we get to see like loads of things from the past. This town is exploding. Manchester is like a whole new place. They're building everywhere. It's incredible. This is, I mean, like, look at this. You know. But this is nice, you know, because this won't be here for a long time. So you need someone to just take pictures and document what happened, you know.
So I see this guy coming from about, I don't know, 30 meters away, and I can see that he's got a big cigar clenching, held in between his teeth. And it makes a good picture, and he's bold, and he's got a backpack, and he looks rugged. So I thought I'll take a closer picture of him passing by with a cigar in his mouth. So as I'm approaching him, he spots me. So he pulls out his own camera. He pulls out his own camera to take a picture of me. So I don't give up. By this time, we know that we've seen each other. So I say to him, I got to get that cigar. So what he does, because he doesn't want to give me a picture, he gives me the finger. He gives me his middle finger, like this. But instead of his finger, he gives me the cigar. So the cigar that he gave me actually is the picture better than the picture that I was after, which was the cigar in between, in his mouth. But instead of that, he gave me the finger.
So you start to see people here. That's good. So in general, it's quite chaotic. This is what I really like. You know, everything is quite chaotic, people passing by and stuff. So try to make sense of that.
Days. Happy days. Just need more customers, don't you?
Actually, this is the picture that even if I hadn't talked to her, I would have got. But because the other person noticed me, I just wanted to diffuse it. A tall girl. So when you go and stand right behind her, and you can take a picture, you can put, and this is a little narrative though, you can put the rabbit's ears on top of her head.
If your bill needs paid, why would you spend it?
Invisible.
I guess it does change the way you look at the world to a certain extent, because most of us, I think, we're so busy with our lives, rushing around, shopping, that sort of thing, and sometimes you miss all that's going on under the surface. Those little social interactions that are going on between people. I guess it makes you look a bit deeper into society and what's going on with people. But you certainly see a great mix of society, which I love to capture.
Definitely need motivation, ambition, and patience. You know, like you need to have like a strong desire to capture moments, because otherwise you're gonna fail non-stop. You know, and you know it's a marathon, not a sprint.
The present day street photographer never dies, because your images will speak to the next generations and the next generations. And that's it.